So it's interesting. I've been, in the last few conversations we've had with people around here in Eugene and Astoria, I've had an interesting set of reflections about some very old ideas that go back really to the Greek skeptics, and I think in a lot of ways to Plato, or in China to Zhuangzi. There's this way that people think they know what they think. And they think they know what they think. They believe they know what they think, because when you're asked, so what's your opinion on something, there's this way in which you look into your mind's eye, and what you see is obvious. That is to say, you don't need to process it in any way to get to it, and it's immediate. You know, you don't have to reason about it or anything. It's right there. It's just boom. And because of that, because when you're asked your opinion and you look in your mind's eye to find out what it is that you believe you think, and all of that's there, you think, I know what I think. All I have to do, look back in, right there. But I wonder just how much you actually do know what you think, how well you actually know what your opinions are, and how well you hold on to them. And here's what I mean. There's this way that our experience of our ideas is always something that's part of a process. My opinions, anyone's opinions, are not just something that's right there. It's something that they've arrived at through experience, and it's something that they will continue to arrive at in new and separate ways as they go through life. You know, your opinions and even your beliefs and ideas arise out of the whole process of experiencing, of thinking, of reconsidering. It's a snapshot of the currents of consciousness and all the different levels that it's there. And because of that, because it's a snapshot of a moving thing, as much as it seems immediate and obvious to us, whatever else it is, it's not just that. Our opinions, our ideas, our beliefs are always part of a longer process. They're part of what we thought before and experienced before, playing into what we have now. They will come to be something that we haven't experienced yet. And so, when I think about what it is that I believe or opine about something, I have to say, I never entirely know, if I'm being honest, for the simple fact that I don't have access to everything that allows me to know. And not just that, but I also realized I never have access to it. I never know when the story is done. I never know when it's complete, you know. I never know any of those things. And there's a way that I don't even know if I know what it is to know entirely what my opinions are. It's obviously, I know what my opinions feel like when I have them, or my beliefs are when I have them. I know what it's like to reflect and say, yeah, this seems to be going on in my head. But if I'm honest about what that actually is, how complete that is, how certain that is, I realize whatever else it is, it's incomplete. So that got me to thinking about how something so obvious as my opinions are not so obvious, because I never have complete access to them. They're always something that's emerging in time. They're always something that's part of the living thought process that is me, and that is my life. And I think that's true for anybody. And that maybe one of the most authentic things that you can do with your opinions, or with your beliefs, or with your ideas, is not look at them as though you know them, but it's to honestly approach them as though you're coming to know them. And this was my my insight that really is actually quite old and not all that original, but it struck me that we don't know anything authentically, but we are always in a coming to know. And I suppose if we can attend to what's going on in the mind that way, it's not a knowing, but if it's a coming to know, there's a way in which what we speak to as far as the contents of our consciousness can be, I think, much, much more authentic, and maybe they'll yield fruits that we don't otherwise get to.